Welcome to week 9, March 11th to the 15th. Hopefully, all of you had a fun and relaxing spring break and you're ready to get back to work. So, this week we have a little bit of an overlap between the LRE and the ARE. So, for the LRE, which you began way before break, you're going to revise and continue to finalize it. The LRE final copy is due Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. And you want to go ahead and submit that under the assignment tab to the literature review essay. Click on that button, just as you did with the other major essays you've already turned in. And then also this week, you're beginning the ARE prep work. So just to remind you, though, with the LRE, we had the proposal, which you've already done, the LRE, and now you're moving into the ARE. And these are the three that are involved in the assignment arc. So you may have already chosen the topic that you're working with the proposal. You're continuing to work on the LRE, and you could very well use the same topic and same sources for the ARE. So to begin with, you want to go to the Unit 4 Argument Paper tab. If you scroll all the way down, you'll find a video to watch about the argument research paper. Then, to further familiarize yourself with the argument paper, go ahead and read pages 309 through 326 in the Research Writer, as well as pages 43 to 48 in the Little Euler Handbook. Now, for this week, what you're going to be doing is writing a rough draft of your ARE without using any sources. Now, this might sound very strange, and it sounds like we're doing this very quickly, but it allows you just to put your voice in there. You know, what is your perspective? What is your thought on the topic? Without making this sound too much like the LRE, which was a review of the literature. We're not reviewing literature in the ARE. We're actually taking a point and arguing it and pulling out ideas that help support our arguments. So to further understand what your own argument is, you're going to write this without any sources. You want to post this draft by Wednesday, March 13th, to the discussion board. And if you look in the Week 9 folder, which is under the argument paper unit, you will find a couple things to help you. First of all, there's a little piece of advice there for your audience. Some things to keep in mind. What does your audience know about your topic? I know a couple of you, I commented on your proposals, some areas that you brought up that I wasn't familiar with. So consider your audience as someone like me who may not be very familiar with all of your future careers. So you want to make sure you explain unfamiliar terms and understand what they need to know. So look at the questions under considering your audience. And then there's also an idea there for doing an outline. I would recommend doing an outline before you do your draft. That way you'll make sure to include all of the necessary parts. You do not need to post the outline, but it will help you when you go to actually guide you writing your draft. Your rough draft's going to be about 7 pages. Your final argument paper is going to be between, I think it's 8 to 10. So if you don't have any sources in it, 7 pages is a pretty accurate count of just your argument. Remember, it's double space times New Roman, 12 font, 1-inch margins whenever you turn something in for me. But if you keep that in mind as a target to reach, and then if you follow the outline that you create first, you really shouldn't have too much trouble coming up with that rough draft. Then looking ahead, if the ARE paper, now the LRE had to be APA, or still must be APA. The ARE can be either APA or MLA. You want to choose a documentation style that's most frequently used in your field. Most of you going into careers related to the sciences are going to pick APA, but that's entirely up to you, whichever one you pick. The final copy of the ARE will be 8 to 10 pages, and that includes your sources, but that does not include a title page if you do APA. It also does not include the works cited page and or reference page. You must have permalinks that are included and active. Many of you had trouble with that on the proposal essays, so I would recommend if the permalink button's not working for you and you're not able to attach it, I would maybe go to the library and ask them to walk you through how to do that. It is a little link that you do have to click to get these to work, but I'm finding that as I'm going through, I can't get a lot of the permalinks to open. So double check those before you turn in your paper. In this paper, you're going to have, in the ARE, 3 paraphrases and 3 direct quotes. And you're going to be using, again, the same sources you used for the LRE, and the proposal could be used again, or you could add sources or delete sources as you see fit, but you should have 5 total with 1 source choosing an opposing view. And then looking ahead to the week after this week, the rough draft of the ARE with sources included is due next Wednesday, which is March 20th by 5 o'clock p.m. So the draft that you're doing this week for the 13th is just you and your perspective. There are no sources, no citations, none of that. It's going to be strange, but I think it's going to help you. And then because the LRE is due this Friday, there is no journal due this week. So, really focus in on getting the LRE to be the best that it can be. I will also attach another copy of the rubric to this announcement for the LRE so you can go back through and make sure you have all the requirements, because that's exactly what I look for when I grade it. And then we're moving right along. So if you have any questions, as always, please email me, especially since we don't have a journal this week. And I look forward to reading your LREs this week. So have a good week.